Patreon Q&A 160. There's going to be spoilers for all of the series I'm going to be talking about, so tread carefully. Samurai asks, is Blast stronger than Sairochi, and is he definitively god level? So I don't think we'll ever definitively know if Blast is god level because he's a hero, and they don't get the disaster level info boxes. So unless Blast turns heel or becomes a monster or a villain or something like that, then, in that case, he would get a disaster level info box, and that would be amazing, actually, if Blast turns heel. And it seems like, there's a possibility he has that in him. But other than that, I guess he'd have to defeat someone who does have the disaster level god info box. And in my opinion, I think we'd be very lucky if we get more than one character who has that in the series. And that being said, that's for Saitama to defeat and probably not Blast. So it's likely we'll never know if he is truly god level or not. But as a community, we could just do what we always do and just look at his feats and just decide upon ourselves if he is a certain level or not. So I'm sure at full power, Blast is probably god level. I mean, why not? I mean, his feats against Flashy Flash are insane, and he wasn't even trying at all. And Flashy Flash is like, one of the strongest high dragons, and speed is like his thing. And Blast just nonchalantly made him sweat in fear. So if he's not god level at full power, then I really don't know what is, outside of God himself. And that makes me think that there's already the hierarchy of disaster level god being set up. Like maybe Blast is like low god or something, and then God is like high god maybe. I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. This is like years in advance stuff. But anyway, he's for sure stronger than Sairochi, also because Tatsumaki at full power probably could have defeated her. And Tatsumaki is second to Blast for multiple reasons, none of which I think Tatsumaki would argue with. Not to mention, just outside of her going against Sairochi, Tatsumaki herself is an insane above dragon powerhouse. So it's not a surprise that if there was anyone above her, they would be god level, right? And also, we've never really seen anyone else use the kind of abilities that Blast has. I mean, I guess God comes close. It's even possible that these originate from God, but that's a video for another time. I may have already made a video about that. But just these insane casual time and space warping feats that we've seen of Blast, imagine what his full power is. And also, we can't forget about his history. He soloed Elder Centipede. He defeated the ninja leader, who I'm thinking is going to be much stronger in the manga. And he has like this ongoing beef with God. It's really impressive. So my money is on him being like straight up god level, if there ever was one. So for Josh H and Natedawg's questions, they kind of asked the same thing, so I'm going to group them together. And it regards All For One / Shigaraki getting Star and Stripes quirk and what he could be doing with it. So Josh asked, what if Shigaraki put a rule on All Might using New Order, saying that his heart will stop if he were to save someone, but he decides to save someone anyway and dies? And Natedawg asked, what if All For One used New Order to make a rule giving himself immortality? And before I go into it, let me say this is what I was talking about in my 330 and 331 videos about the possibility of All For One getting New Order leads to like unlimited possibilities. With how nuanced and open-ended the New Order quirk is, it leads to all of these possibilities. So I think these two right here are very possible for sure. But I think if Shigaraki does kill All Might, I don't think it will be this way, because Sir Night Eye said that it was going to be like a gruesome, unspeakably horrible death or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but like something really bad. And it doesn't seem like this is fitting that description. So it is possible that he uses a rule on All Might with New Order, but it would just have to lead to some kind of gruesome death. Then as for All For One giving himself immortality with New Order, maybe he could do something like that, but I don't think it's going to be full-blown immortality, because what exactly does that mean? Does that mean like if the planet exploded that he'd be okay and he'd like exist in space and he doesn't need to eat or anything? I don't think it's going to go that far, because when Star and Stripe asked for super strength, only took her so far. She didn't even become as strong as All Might. So I think the same thing would happen if he were to ask for immortality, if it could even give him that, or some semblance of it. Garrett M asks, what's your favorite anime theme opening? Mine is Kakai Kitan, Jujutsu Kaisen's first OP, but Unravel from Tokyo Ghoul is up there. So yeah, Kakai Kitan is awesome, but my personal favorite is What's Up People, the second opening of Death Note. Such a good song, and it still holds up to this day. Just that band in general, just Maximum the Hormone in general, that band is pretty solid. Sean H asks, what is a battle manga setting that is overdue to be explored in your opinion? So America, and I know it's been visited from time to time in multiple series, but I want like a battle manga in Jump that takes place in America and all of the characters are American. I mean, come on, why not? I mean, they speak Japanese, of course. It's like America where they speak Japanese and read and write Japanese, but there's like occasionally decoration English places. Delamante asks, what would happen if Roger in his prime and his crew in their prime, including Odin, replaced Whitebeard at Marineford? So they for sure would have saved Ace. I mean, Whitebeard and his crew, despite their lack of abilities and numbers, they pretty much successfully saved Ace. It was just Ace that led to Ace's death. I mean, I know Aki Inu did the deed, but Ace killed Ace in the end. So Roger for sure would have did it. And if you're wondering, like, could they have defeated the Marine forces? Well, that's a question for another time, but probably. So I'm also gonna group these two questions together because Little Ferrari and L both asked the same thing about Atomic using the Sunblade with the Atomic Slash. And he actually does use the Atomic Slash with the Sunblade against Homeless Emperor's Spirit Bomb. So he is capable of doing it, but maybe he can only do it once or something because of the stamina or the vitality requirement or whatever's going on with his relationship with that sword. But as for him hitting Golden S with it, not really sure if it would take him out, because if you'll look when he's hitting him in the forearm, it seems like there was a few other slashes that hit him on the way down, but they didn't really pierce him the way that it is on his forearm. So maybe it's like an effort thing. Like maybe he has to concentrate one like hard singular slash on him for it to like pierce him. So it's like a quality over quantity thing. Although granted, we don't see him directly hit him with an Atomic Slash, so we don't know the answer yet, but maybe that could give us some clues to what it could be. I mean, maybe he could just straight up take him out with it, or maybe, like I said, he needs to do the wiggly sword stuff or just one hard slash. Hey, if you made it this far, maybe you'd be interested in following me on Twitter. I talk about all of the new battle anime and manga stuff and all the spoilers and pop culture things as well. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, please check out my Twitter. The link is in the description. Thanks, guys. But that's pretty much it for the video today, guys. I want to thank all of my patrons for continuing to support me. Thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. And if you would like to be in next week's Q&A, simply check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. And if you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.